What's going on, YouTube? What's going on, family? What is going on, future grand babies? I'm coming at you from the coastal empire of Savannah, Georgia. I will tell you this. I can't keep a clean garage. I don't know what it is. Help a brother out. The reason why I popped up in here today is because I wanted to kind of talk about windshields. As some of you may know, I am a rider of a 2024 Indian Pursuit Dark Horse Icon. It's a very beautiful motorcycle. Does a lot of things that I did not expect it to do, and it is extremely maneuverable. I do like my motorcycle. I really need to change that. I actually love this motorcycle. This Indian motorcycle has been affectionately named Casper. My wife was just sitting there one day and I asked her, what should we call it? And she said, well, let's name it Casper. And I'm just paraphrasing, but that's pretty much how that conversation went. And I just kept that conversation. I love this motorcycle. And see, well, on Casper, I have a Clockworks windshield, right? And I'm very familiar with Clockworks. I've had it on my 2024 Lowrider ST. I recently sold that motorcycle, and I pretty much bought both of them in the same year. So I tried to make them aesthetically, pleasing as far as like the simple stuff, right? The windshield, I wanted a bigger windshield. I wanted the flares, things like that. So I ended up putting the Clockworks on the Indian because I was familiar with it from the Harley. Now, just to be frank, I am very fond of Clockworks. This is not a Clockworks bashing moment. It's just that this particular windshield might have not been the best choice for me. One, because I find it to be a little bit too dark in tint. I actually use my windshield from time to time, and what I find is that when I'm using my windshield, right, at high elevation or when it's up, it's a little bit too dark at night. Sometimes I get caught after dark and I get a little concerned that I'm riding with a tinted windshield at night. If you're unfamiliar with what I mean by elevation, this is what I mean. The windshield actually lowers and rises to give you more wind protection, right? However, like I said, at night, if you can kind of just look through the windshield, it does get a little darker than it normally would on a clear windshield, obviously, right? Excuse me. And when you raise it, I would say right here in this area, there's like a slight distortion as you raise it. And I'll be honest with you, what brought the idea to mind was I was actually watching one of my favorite YouTubers, Cycle Fanatic. She's got a BMW K1600. And for the longest time, I was sitting here wondering, what's wrong with this windshield? Is it me? Or, it looks great on the bike, right? It looks great on the bike. I didn't want to change the look of the bike, and but I felt like it was a little bit unsafe, right? So I was watching Cycle Fanatics, and he has this K1600, and he has Clockworks on his bike, and he made comment about how there's like a slight distortion at the flare portion of the windshield. And I said, daggone, is that what is my problem? I went back outside, I looked at it, kind of geared it, gauged it a little bit to what was being said, and I said, man, he's right. There is a slight distortion, and that's exactly the problem I've been dealing with for these last several thousand miles, that there's a distortion, and I felt like I was compensating for it. And, so much so that even during the daytime, when it's raining, I would have to lower my windshield a little bit and look over it slightly. I ain't gonna lie, I like looking through my windshield. I like the fact that it goes up and down. And in some windy days or whatever, if I'm behind traffic or some tractor trailers or something, and they're kicking up dirt and sands and little pebbles, I like that little protection. So I like raising my windshield. And I also wear tinted face shields. So I was thinking I'm either gonna have to remove my tinted face shields or change the windshield. So I made a decision. I think I'm gonna change the windshield. In the meantime, I'm thinking about going back to my storage locker and changing it out for the stock windshield and put the stock windshield back on until I order a new windshield. Some of it's a matter of safety. Some of it's a matter of my comfortability as a rider, and I'm just a little uncomfortable with it being distorted and dark the way it is. It is a cool windshield. It actually looks great. And I guess just for me, I don't think that this style of windshield is probably my cup of tea. It's probably not for me. I just, in the sense that, you know, if I'm going to ride with a flared windshield, I probably want a clear one, and I gotta find one that doesn't have that distortion in the I guess at the flare area where it bends at. I'm not really sure why that happens. I'm not really sure. I mean, Clockworks, I mean, on my lowrider, I had no issues. I'm not even saying Clockworks is bad, but it's something I noticed, at least with this model of windshield, and evidently Cycle Fanatics noticed it on his BMW. I mean, that's what brought it to my attention. Made me think to myself, what in the world is going on with this windshield? I really been wanting to talk about it for a while, but I wasn't sure how to bring it up. Well, as simple as that, folks. I just, it's the windshield for me. If you got any ideas on what kind of windshield I should put on there, feel free to pop in the comments and let me know. I will be checking the comments from time to time so I can see if anybody has any positive ideas. You know, I'm a rookie rider, so I'm not like familiar with every company out there. I did a lot of research on a lot of companies. I'm doing some research now. I want to say Clear Shields is a company that does. I think they actually make it to order. I don't know. I know there's a company out there that actually makes it to order. I want to say it's Clear Shields. I may research them a little bit and see if that's exactly the company I'm talking about. But in the meantime, I mean, I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money. I mean, at the end of the day, if I can get one for a couple $100, I'm good. But I don't want to spend like $1,000 on a windshield. It is what it is. I'm not sure if they go that high. I certainly have to be respectful of the fact that my family and I are dealing with the government shutdown, and my spouse is not currently employed full time. I mean, she's employed, but she's not working at her job based off of the circumstances the government is in. And so I'm trying to figure out what I can do to pretty much get this windshield situation straight. I gotta be honest with you, when I look at this motorcycle, I'm like, man, this thing is beautiful. That windshield does sit right. Clockworks did a great job, but even now, I kind of see like the distortion and bend in the windshield. So shout outs to Cycle Fanatics for kind of clearing that up for me. You know, he's an experienced rider, so he was one of the people I started watching, you know, early on, a couple years ago when it came to motorcycle riding. And so I do check in from time to time to see what he has to say about motorcycles, because he's very knowledgeable. And man, it is. It's a natural distortion in the bend of the windshield that is causing me to have these visuals, these issues when I'm riding, especially in the rain. I've said it before, I don't like riding in the rain, and I typically don't start out my trips unless I have to be somewhere in the rain. But if I'm in the rain, you know, sometimes you just got to push through. It is what it is. If it gets too bad, obviously you pull over and get out or get some cover, especially with lightning bolts or whatever. But that rain, with regards to the windshield, there is an added effect to that. So I have to consider that as well, because I consider myself a cross-country rider. I will ride from state to state. I'll break a state line. I don't mind doing that. I love doing it. It's actually my preferred type of riding. And I tell you what, that you know, safety is key for me. So I'm going to be looking at that. And if you got any advice, I would really appreciate it. I'd really appreciate what you could offer me in the way of advice, and what kind of windshield you think I should look at. Because if you tell me, I'm definitely going to research it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the 1,033 subscribers that actually pay attention. Thank you for the rookie riders that have entrusted me to give them some positive and good advice that I have learned from my experience over the last couple of years. All you returning riders coming in here, I appreciate all the senior riders that actually give us advice and participate on this platform. Thank you so much for what you do. All my friends that actually tune in here locally in the Coastal Empire and kind of contribute, you know, with their voice and giving me advice. I really appreciate all that you do for the channel. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everything that you continue to do for the channel. Listen, if you want to support me or support the channel, you want to buy me a cup of coffee, some lunch, you know, you can buy a super thanks also. You know what I'm saying? As we speak about safety, I'll also be remiss not to tell you about this fabulous device right here. It's called the Brake Free. It is a brake light that I use on the back of my helmet. I get asked about this thing all the time. It increases visibility, it increases your safety. It works with the algorithms of your motorcycle. It has 3 modes. This is the pulsating mode that I actually like the most, but it also has just a standby mode. But effectively, it will brake when you brake, right? When the vehicle's about to slow down. And then it has this continuous mode here where, when you're riding, it's just on. People can see you. My preference personally is actually the pulsating, the pulse mode. Just brings people's eyes to it. People talk about it. I get stopped at rest stops sometimes and asked about it. I get stopped at gas stations quite a bit. People ask about it. It is a very visible light. I've had people tell me, hey man, I saw you on the highway riding far. Hey, listen, if you want to get on the safety tip and want to be more safe, if you're a rookie rider or a returning rider looking to be more visible, think about the height you are. If you're 5 foot or above, 6 foot or above, and you're sitting on your motorcycle, whether it's a crotch rocket or a cruiser, think about the fact that someone can see you higher than they can see the lights that are lower, right? So you're putting yourself at a higher visibility range for people to recognize that you are actually riding. So I recommend the brake-free light for your helmet, and I will put my discount code on the page below, and I promise you that you won't be sorry for buying this. It'll give you $10 off, and I'll tell you right now, your support for Break Free will be support for my page, for my channel rather, and if you buy this light, you'll not feel sorry about it. I appreciate what you do for the channel. It's your boy Bike Life Commando. Listen, you know what it is. If you got yourself a motorcycle in your garage, collect the dust, pull it out, dust it off, gas it up, and go enjoy the ride.